All right, Deontay Wilder confirms that Dazn lowballed him in the offer they made to sign him, the $100 million offer. He talks about that in the lead up to his fight with Luis Ortiz. And since so many people are talking about it, love to bring it up. I thought we would address what Wilder said and what Dazn themselves said. Let's talk about it in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to say a special thank you to the Patreon community and the live stream community. Thank you guys so much for your support and your encouragement. It is greatly appreciated and it is essential to the success of the channel. Thank you very much. Make sure that you attend OG Boxing Talk on Sunday with myself, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and the boxing historian himself, Curtis Anderson. Now, let's talk about this, man. We got a really good fight coming up with Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, pay-per-view event on Fox. The numbers so far for all the programming that they did in advance of it is spectacular, right? They did close to 2.5 million on their fight camp, which is some of the shoulder programming in the lead up to it. Excellent numbers, the most numbers that they've done on any program that was adjacent to an NFL game since 2015. So it's looking very, very, very good. You also know, if you haven't been paying attention to Deontay Wilder's numbers pretty much since the fight after he won the championship, his numbers are always excellent. But for some reason, the boxing media and boxing fans, certain types of boxing fans, never seem to catch on to it. So it shouldn't be any surprise that the same thing continues into this fight. Although all of the numbers, the actual hardcore numbers that are out regarding the events leading up to the actual fight are exceptional, you still get rumors thrown around about tickets not selling. They're like cutting the prices of tickets, all kind of garbage like that you hear pretty much before every Deontay Wilder fight that winds up getting blown out of the water when you actually look at the numbers after the fact. But one of the things that keep coming up is how much money Deontay Wilder is making. Now, Deontay Wilder gave an interview and talked about what happened with the Dazn contract that was offered to him. If you guys remember, maybe a year ago, it might have been about a year ago now, maybe it was in sometime in 2018, maybe mid 2018, Dazn had offered to sign Deontay Wilder to a multi-fight contract so that they could get him on the net, Dazn could get Deontay Wilder on their network in anticipation of a fight between him and Anthony Joshua. The negotiation breaks down. Deontay Wilder winds up taking his Dominic Brazil fight. Actually, I do think it might have been before the Dominic Brazil fight, so it was this year. He winds up taking the Dominic Brazil fight to Showtime, saying no to Dazn, and all of a sudden people are running around saying, oh, he's so stupid. He passed up $100 million. He should have taken the fight, right? Never thinking to themselves, and I said this at the time, why won't you give this man credit for knowing how to count? If he turned down the money, how do you know that he wasn't making more money somewhere else? Who would ever pay Deontay Wilder that much money? He's not worth that money. He doesn't earn any money for a fight. He earns $2 million a fight, as if y'all make $2 million a fight. $2 million in your lifetime. But regardless, they go through all of this. Whole time I'm saying, look, man, I've never actually heard of anything about the amount of money that Deontay Wilder is making per fight, right? I know what is said, what they have on the purses. And I also know that, there's other ways to get money to get paid when you're your own promoter. But, that logic doesn't apply to Deontay Wilder. But if it's Daniel Jacobs and Daniel Jacobs' purse says $1 million, then, oh, no. Don't pay attention to what it says on the purse. Dazn is guaranteed to pay him 10. So when it's Daniel Jacobs, to see how convenient these people are, and we know what kind of people these are. when it's Daniel Jacobs that there's a discrepancy between what people are saying he's making and what the purse says on a piece of paper, it's completely understandable. But when it's Deontay Wilder, and all of a sudden it's this great confusion about it. But in this conversation, Deontay Wilder pointed to two things that shut down the deal with Dazn. The first thing was that Dazn was not honest with him. That they didn't come in and they did not have the answers to the questions that he wanted answers to. And how much are other people getting paid? You want to tell me I'm getting paid this. How much are you paying other people? And they either, one of two things, either they didn't tell him or they didn't tell him the truth. Either scenario, they did not have the information that he requested. They were not prepared for the meeting because, in the words of the executive vice president for Dazn, they went in there brash they went into the meeting brash without, off of, I think the ways he phrased it, off of their early successes. I'm still wondering what early successes Dazn has had. But after early successes of signing fighters, they went in there brash and they thought Deontay Wilder, they could just sign Deontay Wilder, pretty much just saying they were arrogant. And they were going to throw some money at Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder was just going to be awed and sign. But Deontay Wilder said, plus the money that they're offering me was way less than what I was already making. Deontay, let me say this again, because Deontay Wilder, to my knowledge, has never spoken about how much money he's made until this. Now, if somebody in the comment section can tell me where he said it before, hey, there's a lot of boxing news out there. I might have missed it. But this is the first time that I've ever heard Deontay Wilder say that was way less than he was already making. Now, I wonder why Dazn, why executive for Dazn would make him an offer of way less than he was already making. Could it be because he's listening to a bunch of moron boxing fans and Eddie Hearn who are guessing at how much money Deontay Wilder is making? That they keep that as many people, just because a bunch of people say how much money he's making or not making, that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Because they exaggerate how much money one guy is making and then minimize how much money somebody else is making, that you just gonna go off of that and then offer Deontay Wilder, and then Deontay Wilder can look at the offer and be like, first of all, you're not telling me how much you're paying Anthony Joshua. You're not telling me, and you're not whatever else the other issues are. And also, dude, you're a joke. I make more money than this. So you want me to sign a multi-fight deal with you and take a pay cut to do it? No, thank you. I'll go to Showtime. And that's what Steven Espinoza said the same thing when he said when he announced that Deontay Wilder was going to be fighting Dominic Breazeale on Showtime. He said Deontay Wilder was rewarded handsomely for his fight with Dominic Breazeale on Showtime. But you know how it is when Eddie Hearn just runs around telling you stuff that makes absolutely no sense, but yet some type of people, they believe it because they want to believe it. This is Eddie Hearn and guys like these AJ fans, and honestly, man, and other people in the United States who are of a specific type of person, who I will not name, but you know what I'm talking about, will believe anything negative about somebody like Deontay Wilder. They will believe that a man, and I've said this hundreds of times, they will believe a man that has 1 million people watch him in a fight on Showtime, a network with only 8 million subscribers. They will believe that nobody knows him. They will believe, not only will they believe that a man that fights in front of 1 million people every fight and is the number one boxing attraction on, at the time, the number one boxing network in America is unknown in America. They will also believe that a guy with 40 fights and 40 knockouts has never fought somebody in the top 10, has never beat anybody legitimate in 40 fights. You guys, I listen to Twitter. I'm like on Twitter more action. You can follow me on Twitter. I do Twitter for fun, just to go back and forth with trolls that I would never let on my channel, because no. But you listen to some of the most ridiculous, unresearched garbage that people say on Twitter, and it seems to me as if the guy from Dazn, it does the same, was listening to them, because what he says in the interview also was that he wasn't up to speed with boxing. That it was him entering into boxing and not quite knowing what was going on at the time that he signed with Deontay Wilder. He tried to sign Deontay Wilder. And who do you think was his chief advisor at the time he tried to go after Deontay Wilder? Eddie Hearn. Eddie, Mr. Deontay Wilder only sold 3,000 tickets. Mr. Deontay Wilder he's never fought a top 10 opponent. Mr. Deontay Wilder, nobody knows Deontay Wilder. I walked in the middle of Times Square and asked an 80-year-old woman if she knew who Deontay Wilder was, and she didn't know, so he's not a draw. You know, all of that crap. Anyway, man, truth will out over time. Deontay Wilder was named by ESPN as one of the most popular and well-known fighters, athletes in the world. Forbes magazine put him as one of the top 50 highest paid athletes in the world. But for some reason, you guys just think this cat is fighting for crumbs in front of 2 and 3 people just to sell your nonsense. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.